I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin recently, and I stayed at the Drury Hotel in downtown Milwaukee. Here to give you a 2-queen bed room tour in this video. I'll be doing a separate hotel amenities tour, so definitely get subscribed to see that, where I'll go over the drink card that you get, which is 3 drinks per night, and also their complimentary breakfast. By entering the room, you can do so by using the key card that you get. There's no digital key, at least at the time of this video, but at the door you can see there are the regular hotel securities. So you have your floor plan, and there's also a peephole here at the top, plus the physical door stopper if you wanted to take a peek and open the door a crack, plus the deadbolt that also prevents any key card from opening this door, and then the do not disturb room sign. You do get a few extra reward points for not having your room serviced every day. That's one of the ways they try to conserve resources or reduce waste. Another way is with this key card activated light switch. So this particular light near the foyer is only going to turn on if you put a card-like item in the slot. Any card will do. Thought that was pretty neat, though it doesn't actually turn off all the lights in your room, so it kind of not the most effective way to save energy, but I do like the concept. Facing the door is a closet which contains a few clothes hangers, nothing on the top layer, so no extra pillows or blankets or anything like that. To the side you'll find an iron and an ironing board. And then right here in this nook, still close to the door, is your luggage holder and 2 outlets just behind there. Moving over to the main space, you can see it's actually quite spacious. I was pretty impressed for this kind of tower style hotel in the middle of downtown Milwaukee. Here's a little seating or reading area with a lamp besides a 1-seater couch. Moving over to the bed area, you can see it has quite a high headboard with 3 pillows each bed. It's your typical hotel bed, so it's like semi-firm, but I personally got a pretty good night's sleep on these beds. This is my first time staying in a Drury hotel, but they do have this little hospitality card indicating that they've cleaned it. I'm assuming the person who signed it is probably the one who cleaned it or at least inspected the room. But right here in the middle is the nightstand with 2 light switches, and you can see there are plenty of USB ports and also power outlets right there, and a working alarm. And then just underneath that, it does have a single drawer, and it does contain a Holy Bible. There's also more open storage space just underneath that. Over here is the window view with some curtains. There's a heavy opaque curtain and then a more sheer one, so you can still let in light without revealing anything. My spot was just overlooking the building across the street and then also the street down below. I'm pretty high up here, so I didn't find the street noise to be a problem. Next to the window is a full-length mirror to get yourself ready. It's also near the entrance to the bathroom, which we'll get to in just a minute. But right here on this wall is the thermostat. It's a really basic thermostat, but it looks a little bit more fancy than a traditional one. Then right here near the TV is your coffee maker. You have a selection of decaf as well as regular caffeinated coffee pods. Here is the, I would say, roughly 48-inch flat screen TV. There's a little note here that says this is a non-smoking room, so make sure you don't violate that. Otherwise, you'll be hit with a $500 cleaning fee. Here are the channels at a quick glance, and then you see the remotes. At a quick glance, quick feel, this is definitely not as wiped down as I would like to, but it's not as greasy as I've experienced on other hotels. Underneath here, you'll find the ice bucket with a few plastic cups. Ice machine is just outside in the hallway, pretty exposed. And here is a little microwave. Mini fridge. Looks like it doesn't really have a freezer section, but there's a good amount of space, removable shelving and all that. That leaves room for 3 drawers here for your clothing. I would say the only thing that's missing from this room is a safe. So no safe at all in this room. Here is the hotel phone. The one thing I noticed is that occasionally this little light will come on that says it's in use. So I was a little bit paranoid thinking it was listening in, even though the phone was off. So I kind of just unplugged it for my duration of stay, just a little bit on the paranoid side. But anyways, here is their menu for their in-hotel kitchen and bar. Some outlets, including USB ports, really convenient right here on the desk. If you want to use that phone to make a phone call, which I don't recommend, but at least the first 15 minutes domestic is free. And there's a big round mirror just above the desk area. It has a relatively comfortable rolling desk chair, as you can see here. There's a single small trash can right underneath the desk. Now, not to forget the actual bathroom area, which is right here in the corner. It is quite a spacious bathroom. I was quite surprised compared to some of the other hotels that I've stayed in at the similar price range. At the entrance, there is a timer-based light, and then there is actually a window here that is completely frosted over. You can't change that, but at least it lets in some natural light. There's a hook on the door there. Over towards the sink area, we've got a hand towel already hanging there. There's outlets, a box of tissues, of course the sink area, and then in the tray is facial cleansing bar, which you're likely just going to use as hand soap, a face towel on the counter, a very large vanity mirror right there and very well lit. Underneath the vanity, you'll find a hair dryer as well as 2 more sets of towels, an extra roll of toilet paper, another trash can. Then here is the toilet area plus the shower, which is a full spray head shower, no handle. Shower toiletries are right there mounted on the wall, clearly labeled. I would have to say that amongst all the hotels I've stayed in, these are probably some of my least favorite hotel toiletries. But anyways, there is a space in the corner of the wall to put your own toiletries. And hanging on the handrail is the bath mat. Simple shower drain, a sliding door, really small handle though, to enclose the whole thing. And then there's still another hanging area where you can hang your towels. Overall, personally, one of my favorite bathroom layouts, plenty spacious, and it's also visibly at least quite clean. And can't forget the safety, so you have your fire sprinkler right there, fire alarm, smoke detectors closer to the ceiling. Overall, what are my thoughts? Would I recommend staying in this particular hotel? Absolutely. This is actually one of the best hotels I've stayed in, and I've even stayed in a 4-star intercontinental hotel in Chicago. You can check out my video on that. Love the layout, plenty of space. Love that the bathroom is very welcoming, and I don't see a hint of mold at all in the grout areas, which is very rare, and I've slept in a lot of hotels. The only visible gunk I can see is some of the surfaces. Looks like they have some water stains or something like that, and then of course the remote could be cleaner. The phone, seemingly not sure if it will listen in on you, and also some subpar toiletries. But other than that, this is a great option. Definitely would stay here again if I visit Milwaukee again. If you're curious about the hotel amenities, what it looks like, definitely subscribe. I'll be doing a separate video on that. Thanks for watching.